Before you accept your next Instacart batch, stop and look at these 5 things, because a $40 Instacart order can actually be worse than a $25 order, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you exactly how to read an Instacart batch before you accept it, so you can quickly decide, is this a good batch or a bad batch? And the first thing I look at is not necessarily only the pay. And in case you don't know who I am, my name is T. I have been a full-time, full-service Instacart shopper for over 8 years, and I've done well over 10,000 batches. So if you want to know all things Instacart, this is where you ought to be. Now, number 1, don't look at only the pay first. Now, obviously, that's what's going to catch your attention, but that's not the only thing you should look at. And I know that sounds crazy. An Instacart order pops up for $45, and your first thought might be, I better grab this before somebody else does. But not me. Now, you have to move quick. But because I know what they're asking me to do for $45 will allow me to accurately take the order or not. And the way that I'll know what they want me to do is I look at how many items, how many units, how many customers, and how many miles. Now give me a $25 order with 12 easy items going 3 miles versus a $45 order for 70 items going 25 miles. And that $25 order might make more money for my time. So stop asking only, how much does this batch pay? And start asking, the batch pays what? How many items? How far? And how many customers? That's how experienced shoppers read a batch. Number 2, check where those miles are taking you. So when you pull up the Instacart order on the app, you will see the direction that it is going. Now, this is where an Instacart batch can fool you. So let's say Instacart shows you an order going 18 miles, and you might think, I can handle that. But wait, where are you going to be after those 18 miles? Are you going to have to turn right back around and come 18 miles back? If the delivery takes you 18 miles away and there are no other stores that you normally shop at, you're going to have to drive 36 miles to get back to their original store. Now, you're potentially looking at something you might not want to really do for that pay. It changes things. So when you're deciding whether to accept an Instacart batch, don't just see how far the customer is. Ask yourself and quickly look in the batch and say, where is this order going to take me? What direction? And that can change the order completely. Number 3, items and units are not the same thing. Now, this is something every new Instacart shopper needs to understand. You might see 25 items and think, oh, that's easy. Then you accept it and look, and those 25 items say 48 units. Those 48 units may include multiple heavy items that you weren't aware of because you weren't looking closely. So that means you're not putting 25 things in the basket. You're dealing with 48 total units. And if some of those items are cases of water, gallons of milk, soda, or other heavy products, that completely changes the order for me. So before you hit accept, look at both numbers, the items and the units, because those few seconds can save you from accepting an order that's a whole lot more work than you thought it was. And of course, you could always cancel the order and unaccept it, but that's going to make your cancellation rate go up, and you want to limit that. Now, number 4, how many customers are attached to that batch? 1, 2, 3, or even 4 customers. Because now we're talking about keeping orders separated, potentially communicating with multiple customers if things are out of stock or they're adding items, checking out correctly, and making multiple deliveries. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that the order is a bad batch, but the pay needs to make sense for the additional work. Don't judge a triple order the same way you judge a single one. Number 5, quickly look at what you're shopping for. Because 30 items can mean 30 small grocery items, or it can mean cases of water, soda, dog food, and other heavy items. And think about the delivery. Is this going to be a house? You don't know. Is it going to be an apartment? You have no idea. If it is an apartment, is it going to be on the top floor? These are things you don't know about an Instacart order. You don't know if it's a house, and you don't know if it's an apartment until after you check out. So think about that. Also, you want to know how much work could this order realistically require. You don't need 10 minutes to analyze an Instacart batch. You need seconds because the orders will go fast. You need to train yourself to reorganize the important information fast. So the next time an order pops up, remember these 5 things: pay versus workload, mileage and where it's taking you, items versus units, the number of customers, and what items you're actually shopping for. That's how I read an Instacart batch before I accept it. And here's my question for my experienced Instacart shoppers. What is the first thing you look at when a batch pops up? Put it in the comments because I'd like to hear from everyone and see if they're looking at it the same way. And if you are new to Instacart, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to This, That, and Those Carrots, where you get real life advice from someone who has done many orders, over 10,000. And I'm going to keep showing you how experienced shoppers like myself actually decide how to pick which orders are worth it. Until next time, happy shopping.